Hey there, viewers, it's Charlie. I'm back again with another Transformers review. And today's review is going to be on War for Cybertron Trilogy Kingdom Cheetor. Now, this figure is mainly based on Cheetor's Season 1 design, although I'd argue that there are some sprinkles of Cheetor's other designs mixed in. I'll talk about that later on. But for now, looking at the figure, we can see that, of course, this guy is a cheetah, if the name wasn't obvious enough. And this guy is actually pretty well detailed. I mean, you can actually see the fur detailing. I mean, the Beast characters in Kingdom were meant to look more like the actual animals instead of just the CGI models, so having a 360. Right off the bat, we can see, well, we got some visible robot detailing here with the blue. But if you know the original figure, which I will show in a comparison later on, that's also on the original figure. So, hey, we can call this an homage if you want. But seriously, if this does bother you, the Netflix release does omit this. At the cost of the robot mode not having the blue legs, which Cheetor actually does have, so, well, pick your poison. We also have these growths sticking out the legs. These are going to be the robot feet. And, well, there's no fix for this, unfortunately, without compromising the robot mode. We've got tons of panel lines, but, well, that doesn't really bother me because, well, there's no other way to have a clean-looking robot mode without them, so. One complaint I do have, though, is the robot mode eyes are the wrong color, in my opinion. The CGI model had the eyes colored green, whereas here, they're more of an orange color. Once again, the Netflix release does fix this, but, well, another thing, there's no pupils. So this guy just looks lifeless. And the Netflix release does not add in pupils either, so yeah, there's no winning with that. So yeah, quite creepy looking. The underneath, well, we can see the hands just out there in the open, which is hilarious. So if you want to, I guess, plug in some guns, then go ahead. But here we can see what looks to be a stamper on the tail. So I guess if you want to put this guy in a running pose, then you can. So yeah. And well, seeing how this guy is a beast and not a vehicle, we do have some articulation. One, the head can, well, he can do a jaw drop. I'd say, like, doing it this far is more for the transformation of it. If you do it to, say, like, this level, it does look quite nice. Like he's, I don't know, like, roaring or something. The head doesn't, unfortunately, move, though. These legs, well, the front legs can, of course, move. They can move at the, I guess, elbow. They can move at the paw, which is on a ball joint. And we do have a cat T-pose, which is amazing. But for the back legs, well, they can do this. You can move here. And these paws are also on a ball joint. So yeah. The tail doesn't unfortunately move though. And well, that's pretty much all I have to say about the beast mode. So just before we get on to the robot mode, let's show some things. Namely the card, because I forgot to show this earlier. This one's just the arc. Peeling it shows that it's crashed, just like in the G1 cartoon. Whoop-de-doo. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of the cards anymore. They were cool at first, but I'm sort of glad that Legacy's moved on to something a bit cool of those QR codes. But something more interesting, a comparison with the original Cheetor figure, or in this case, the recent reissue. And we can see that the original figure was much, well, it had more mass. This guy looks much slimmer. Kind of gives me a Beast Machines vibe. I don't know if that was intentional or if that was just a side effect of making it look like a realistic cheetah, but yeah. This guy kind of reminds me of Beast Machines Cheetor of the Slim Beast mode. Whereas this guy is definitely Garfield. But yeah. We can actually see that the shades are different. Like, the blue is a darker blue, the yellow is a bit darker. Yeah, the colors are a bit brighter in the Kingdom version. I'm not sure if this is just because this is the reissue and the colors are different on this reissue, but we can also see that the eye colors are different, and this is what I was talking about. The eyes are green on the reissue, and they have the pupil, so it doesn't look lifeless. Although the Kingdom version doesn't have the water nozzle on the front, or the thick back legs. I don't know. It's up to your choice. Which one's your favorite? Oh, excuse me. But well, if I just raise my camera, briefly pause the video to get the reissue transformed. Oh, there we go. Accidentally knocked the camera down while pushing the pause button there. But well, now that we've got the reissue transformed, let's do the same for this guy, only on camera because, well, of course, I have no idea what I'm talking about anymore. But well, let's just do the transformation now. And to start, let's just do what we do with all Cheetors. And remove the tail. Yeah, it's parts forming, but it's weapons parts forming. It's not like Cliff Jumper where it's actually necessary. Like, this forms a weapon, so it's fine. And if you look at this actually resembles the weapon of Transmetal Cheetor. So this is an intentional homage, which I actually think is really cool. All we need now is a reference to Transmetal 2 Cheetor. But well, to get this guy transformed, we're just gonna straighten out the legs. Push up the beast mode legs. And you see that actually forms the familiar blue bit of the robot mode legs. And you can see that also gets the robot feet out because it was sticking out the back. With the arms, we just open this up, and this step kind of reminds me of movie Stockade because it opens up in quite a similar way. Well, we're gonna open up the beast mode mouth, untap that, just get that tabbed in, and Like, TF Wiki does mention that this head can break off if you're not careful, but I've not had anyone, like, say that their head's broken, so I'd say just be careful, but yeah, my head's, well, my Cheetor Beast head's perfectly fine right now, so, although knowing me, it might break in like a year's time. I'll just have to wait and see. Take the arms, turn them, turn the hand. One thing I forgot to do was actually open up these little panels to get them out of the way. What you can do now is just push them in like so. Take the robot head, turn that around, and with the beast mode legs, you can just cross them. Because I'm pretty sure that is accurate to the cartoon. I'm not really sure if there's a specific. I'm not sure if there's a specific way to do it or not. But well, here we have Cheetor in robot mode. And that, in my opinion, that transformation does kind of deviate away from Cheetor a bit. Because, you know, it does open up instead of like, well, if you saw my review on the reissued Cheetor, that transformed in a slightly different way, but oh well. But while having a 360 of this guy, yeah, we do have the legs out here, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it is accurate to the CGI model. Looking at the beast mode, not beast mode head, robot mode head. That is definitely accurate. Right down to the tiny maximal symbol on the forehead. And it is on a ball joint, so we'll get to that in the articulation section. Now for the weapon. Unfortunately, we do not have the famous gut gun or the ass blaster, as I call them. Unlike the reissue where he actually does have them, all this guy has is this tail whip. I mean, it's still cool, but still, that cool, like, gut gun, like, maybe it would have been, like, inappropriate to model, like, cat intestines on a toy. I don't know. Well, probably not, because, you know, this guy did come out at the same time, or the reissue did, so maybe not. I have no idea. But, well, this is the weapon that this guy comes with. It's clearly meant to be the whip that Transmetal Cheetor has. Only with the Season 1 Cheetor design. Okay, we just need all we need now is something from Transmetal 2 Cheetor, maybe the head. Yeah, but jokes aside, this does look pretty cool though. I suppose if you wanted to, you could just have it so it like pokes people with a tail, but that just looks wrong. Let's just keep it as the whip. Or if anything, it looks more like an axe, actually. And of course, seeing how this guy doesn't come with any guns, there is nowhere to put blast effects. because this being one of the Beast guys, there's little to no combat ports. Thankfully, we do have some on the feet though, so the laser feet can still work. Yeah, I'm not sure why the Beast figures don't really have the combat ports. Maybe it's just so the Beast modes can actually work. I don't know. But well, anyways, for comparison, here he is with the reissued Cheetor. I'm just gonna move the Beast head down so we can see his head better. Alright. There we go, I'll just lean him down. And yeah, you can definitely see how things have evolved. I mean, this guy does have a few more gimmicks, like this has a water squirter in it. Plus, this guy just got the mutant head, and if you do want a version of this mold with the mutant head, then go for Shadow Panther. But yeah. Okay, just removing this so we can get to the articulation. So for articulation on this guy, the head is on a ball joint so he can look up really well. Plus he can turn side to side. The arm is on a bit of a butterfly joint there. You can actually see some detailing in there. The arms can move, although a bit limited thanks to this. Can T-pose though. This is on a swivel. Of course, it's got elbows and the wrists can swivel. If you want to count this as an articulation, these can sort of move, although they'll more be for like, I don't know, getting out of the way or something. The waist can of course rotate. There we go. If you get his famous crotch with a face on it out the way, his legs can go forward, they can't go back that far, and it just started raining where I'm at right now. That was random, but well, this guy can do the splits, plus some really good ankle pivots, so he can do this. It's a bit tight though. Plus, got some knees, and this can swivel. So yeah, quite poseable. Even if the arms are a bit limited thanks to these bits. So yeah. And well, that's pretty much all I have to say about this guy. So, complaints. Well, this guy can be a bit, well, tricky to transform at times, especially with the beast head. Because, well, there's horror stories that TF Wiki says with the head. I am a bit cautious with trying to transform the head. There is a bit of color breakup at the legs with the way it transforms. I know, maybe a bit of blue paint can fix that. I don't know. I find that the blue is a bit too light for my liking. Like with the reissue, it's this nice dark shade, whereas here it's this teal color. the Netflix release does fix this though, but as I said, it does omit the blue on the legs. I also think that the eyes are lifeless on the beast head, and also I wish he came with the gun that Cheetor usually has. I mean, the whip's cool, but I wish he came with the weapons that he actually did have in season 1. But, well, those are just my complaints. So, I recommend this guy? Well, if you're a Beast Wars fan, then yeah. I mean, this guy is cool, but I'd say he's not as good as some of the other Beast Wars figures in Kingdom. I mean, for example, Dinobot, I really love that figure. But I like this guy enough to probably get some of the others who use this mold. For example, Shadow Panther. I think I might get that because it's got the mutant head remold, and Night Prowler. I might get that just because, well, I just really want to collect the legacy figures. I mean, come on, like, I managed to get Bulkhead like before tons of other people, and now people are getting the rest of the wave before me. Oh well. But well. But yeah, I do really like this figure, and I do recommend them, but I'd say just be careful with the head. Well, this has been my review on Kingdom Cheetor, and this is Charlie Young, signing off. Speaking of legacy, I think I just found what I'm going to review next.